Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica Flynn and I am the owner and maker of Flynn Sisters Boutique. And today we are going to be doing this really cool swirl design over a cup that I had already glittered and epoxied. Now, I had this cup set aside because I was testing my epoxy formula with it. Actually, in fact, this was the very cup that sealed the deal for me as far as finalizing my new epoxy formula. Some of you may already know, I released my own epoxy back in November, and I had this test cup while I was testing that formula laying around, and I was trying to figure out what I could do to it. So I added this beautiful swirl and made this cup for a dear friend of mine, and I absolutely love how it turned out. I wasn't planning on doing a tutorial for it, but he was like, do you think you could do a tutorial on this? Because I really want to try this technique. And I said, absolutely, let's do it. So you're going to find all the products that you see in this video listed and linked down below in the description box. Of course, you'll find some discount codes for you there as well. So that's enough chit chat for me. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright you guys, so today's a little different in that I'm starting with a cup that I've already glittered and epoxied. So to do this, I just spray painted my cup black and I applied my glitter using the epoxy method like I normally do. I used a beautiful glitter color called Obsidian from Maestra Creations. I let that dry for a couple hours after I glittered it, and then I applied 2 layers of epoxy to this until it was mostly smooth. I am taping off my bottom for this tumbler. If you're confused as to why or how I do that, I will link a video down below that it will explain everything for you. Okay, so now we're going to get down to what this tutorial is really all about, and that's how I added the swirl to the middle of this tumbler after it's already been glittered and epoxied. Now, you don't have to do 2 layers of epoxy over your glitter before getting to this point. I did just because I had this cup already laying around that I was going to use just for testing. So anyway, I mixed 60 milliliters of epoxy here and I applied about 20 of it, just like I normally would for a coat. And I used my torch to pop any bubbles. And while this is leveling out a bit, I'm going to use the remainder of my epoxy to mix my colorants. After dividing the remaining amounts of epoxy into a few different medicine cups, we're just going to add tiny amounts of each one of the colorants that I've pictured here into each individual medicine cup. So we'll have a black epoxy dyed one, a white epoxy dyed one, this gray Hermoine mica powder one, and then I mixed sleigh bells and diamond magic into one together. So like a pea-sized amount of both sleigh bells and diamond magic went into one of those little medicine cups. Okay, so while our epoxy is still wet on our cup, we don't want to take too much time mixing those colorants. I'm going to use my mixing stick to just kind of smear on a swirl here, starting with my black. Now remember that black epoxy dye, once we mix it into our epoxy, a little bit goes a long way. This stuff's going to spread like crazy in our epoxy. Okay, so we don't want to add too much of it. Remember, we can always add more, we just can't take away. Once I've got the swirl established with the black, I'm going to go in with my white. Not a whole lot of rhyme or reason here, but I don't want to be mixing and swirling these colors together yet. I also kind of am trying to gauge how thick I want this swirl to be. After adding the white, I kind of framed out the black and white swirls with the Hermoine, which is like a silvery gray mica powder. I've got a little paper towel with some rubbing alcohol to clean off my stir stick between colors because I don't want to mix colors before we apply it to the cup. And you'll notice I'm more so drawing on the colorants rather than drizzling them. We don't want to have an excess amount of the colorant epoxy. We also don't want an excess amount of the epoxy already spread on the cup when we did that clear layer a minute ago. Because we want to have a lot of control. We don't want to have a whole lot of movement going on once we get these elements on the cup. And what I'm doing now is just sort of adding more colorants until I get mostly the desired width of my swirl. Remember, we're going to spread this out with some heat here in a minute, but I kind of want to get a roundabouts of what I'm looking for. Once I've got a roundabouts of what I'm looking for in terms of width on that swirl, I'm going to take this off my turner with the motor off. I'm going to hit it with my torch really quick. And then I'm going to get my heat gun with this little nozzle attachment, and I'm going to use that to bloom and fan out my colors. I've got my heat gun on the highest air setting. I don't know, whatever one blows the most air, and also the highest heat setting. And I'm going to get pretty close to the colors. Remember, the closer I am, the bigger the fan of color that I'm going to get. And you'll start to see all the different effects that you get. This is where the magic happens. And when that mica powder hits the epoxy dye, it just does some really beautiful magical things together. And then that black epoxy dye kind of skipping over the white to create those cells. So magical. Absolutely love to do this. Every single one of these is going to be unique and different because you're always going to get kind of a different look in every single one of these. I also like taking my cup off the turner to do this so that I have more control of the direction and the amount of heat and where I'm going to apply it. At this point, I'm also going to go in with a gloved hand and kind of edit some points that might look a little gloppy by just scooping them out with a gloved finger. I might add and subtract a little bit of that black dye here and there to create some more interest. Once I'm done messing around with all the colorants, I'm going to go in with that Sleigh Bells and Diamond Magic mixture that I had made. And I am kind of traipsing this. It's not so much of a drizzle, more so a traipse of this epoxy and glittery mixture. And I waited till the end to add this because it's almost going to look suspended in the swirl. I didn't want this mixing around. I wanted these concentrated veins of just shimmery, beautiful silver glitter, and it is giving exactly what I was hoping it would. Once I was done with this, I didn't add any more heat. I just sort of kept an eye on it for a few minutes to see if I needed to scoop out any parts that got a little too gloppy. And then I removed my tape after about 15 or 20 minutes or so from this point. So if you are taping your bottom as well, don't forget to set a timer on your phone so you come back and remove that tape. We don't want it sticking there overnight, okay? I'm going to let this dry for about 8 to 10 hours before we move on to the next step. All right, so once my cup is totally dry, which for me was a little over 12 hours or overnight, I'm ready to apply my decal. Now, I did sand around the rim and sanded down any pokey bits off camera. I didn't include that in the tutorial because I always show you guys that in almost all of my videos. If you need help with how or why to sand, I will put it down in the description box. I've got a whole video on that. I've already cutted and weeded my vinyl using two different types of beautiful like chrome gunmetal. One is holographic and one is not. This is NOTERA font. That's NOTERA. I know I'll get a question about that in the comment section. It's NOTERA font. I created the offset for my name in Cricut Design Space, and I sized my name to fit all the way around the cup in line with the swirl, which in this case was somewhere around 10 inches. I'm going to peel back my paper backing and then replace it once I go to apply it to my cup, just so that this will transfer without any kind of drama. And I'm just lining this up along the natural line of that swirl that we created earlier, so it almost looks like our name is part of the design. I purposely chose kind of more of a subtle vinyl that would blend in with the design because, like my friend Julie would say, Not every cup has to be like an eye test, like it doesn't have to be super legible. I think it's really pretty to just integrate it into like the design of the cup, which is what I wanted to do here. Super happy with how this turned out. Once I was done applying the decal, I wiped it down with some tack cloth and then went straight into my final coats. This one actually just took one final coat using my Flynn Sisters premium epoxy resin to get it done, and I absolutely love the result. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section, and if you liked my video, please be sure to give us a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I upload new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. And a big thank you to all of our Flynn Sisters exclusive members. Thank you for your pledge. Your support means the world to our channel. If you love this video, you could check out our last video here. Also be sure to find us on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and of course subscribe for all our new videos that come out every Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon.